Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay, we did 7 yesterday, so, and yesterday is not Wednesday. Yesterday is what to y'all? Tuesday, so I don't need some smart ass. We didn't come to class yesterday. Always got one in one group, always. Okay, I started the recording. Let's pull up the handy dandy Excel spreadsheet. Let's fix it to where y'all can see, because that's the first thing y'all gonna say. I can't see it, can't see. All right, n is equal to 8. So let's go ahead and write down, we'll do ages. 17, 17, 18, 18, 18, 19, 19, 19, 20. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got to drop one. Let's drop 17. All right. I want you to go ahead and find everything. Let's find the mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. We're going to add some more today. I want you to also do the curve with adding the standard deviation on the right and subtracting on the left. I've spilled something on my shirt. I don't know what I spilled on my shirt. It smells funny.
I just got it out of the dryer.
I must have spilled something on it coming out of the house. And then hopefully we'll have some time to do it on the calculator also. For those of you that wasn't on the calculator drill team in high school. We'll have to minimize this right quick. So what's the first thing you need to find? The mean. That's the first thing you need to find. Because the mean, you use to calculate the variance. So look in your notes where we went over this. And like I say, most of you should be able to do the first 5 things. So I'm going to go ahead and figure the mean for you so you can check yourself. Summation of all these numbers divided by what? Divided by 8. So most of y'all know that. And there is your, I'm going to carry it to 3 digits, and it's probably going to be 0.5000, but I just want to make sure, so I'm going to format cells, number 1, 2, 3, or 4. There we go. Okay, now how are we going to do the median? What's different about this one than the one we did yesterday? You got even numbers. So you find the middle 2. There's your middle 2, and you're going to find the average of those. So that means the first plus the what? The second divided by what? 2. Everybody should get 18.5 on that. Now, is that a coincidence? Yeah, but look at my numbers. My numbers are very what? They're very close together. They're very tight. So that means that chances are the mean, median, and the mid-range are going to be very close. So somebody tell me what the mode is. 18 and 19. Good. So you put 18, comma, 19. Can you have more than one mode? Yes. You can have monomodal, bimodal, trimodal, and polymodal, if you want to call it that. Okay? Or you can just say it has 2 modes. Next, the range. The range is equal to the highest minus the what? Minus the lowest. Mid-range is equal to the highest plus the lowest, or the lowest plus the highest, doesn't matter. Divided by what? 2. Look at there, 18.5. Now, remember, what is the formula for the variance? The formula for the variance is
the sum of.
Okay, I don't know what's up. What's going on? Okay, something's going on with that. And evidently it had vodka and cranberry juice this morning. Okay, variance is equal to the summation of x minus x bar, quantity squared, over what? So even if you get kind of stumped, you can go back and read the what? Read the formula. So I need to take the mean from each one of my what? X's. So this next column is going to be called x minus x bar. So I got to do that. Now I do realize I got several degrees. I do realize that you can do this on your calculator. I do realize that you can do this without, you could type in standard deviation, STDEV, on the Excel spreadsheet. I realize that. Where's he this morning?
He's sick.
He's drunk and oh, wait a minute. He's drunk in ditch. Wino. He said, what's his last name? Richardson? He said he was going to Skype in. But I don't have no text. So, I don't know. I guarantee you he went to install it and he probably couldn't because there's no directions or no handout or anything. So, probably couldn't do it. Okay, so here we go. Equals x minus x bar. Now, if you are an Excel person or a spreadsheet person, you need to lock. Why do you need to lock that mean? Because when you copy this down, it's going to copy this number next, that 3, that 18, then 0. It's going to mess everything up. So you hit F4 to lock it. F4 is in Foxtrot, F4. Now that's for those people that know what I'm talking about. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you don't need to what? You don't need to worry about it. And you copy that down. And that's that. Now, what would happen if I didn't lock it? I'll show you. Equals this minus this. This is what you'll get. Oh, it did? I suck. Equals this minus this. Now, what happens if you don't? Well, this is what will happen. You'll get an error somewhere down there. There we go. You're going to get some weird stuff, see? Because it's copying each one of these numbers as it goes down. So you can't do that. So make sure you lock that first one, okay? Everybody understand? All right, now what we're going to do, you take x minus x bar, and what do? Square it. So I'm going to do x minus x bar quantity squared. No sneezing in class. No sneezing, coughing, or yawning. All right, so I'm going to take this number and I'm going to raise it to the second power. And copy that down. Okay. I don't know why it did that on the first one and didn't do it on the last one, but make sure I did all of them. That worries me about Mr. Richardson. I'm going to go in and see right quick if he's on. I want to make sure I include him. Oh, I'm supposed to not care. Huh? That's what I'm supposed to do. What's his first name?
Darren.
Nope, he's not online. Well, he may be online. Let's see if he's online. He was supposed to text me. I told him in the email to text me. Of course, the email runs slow, and that's why I tell you to text me if you're going, because sometimes the email takes an hour to rotate, whatever you want to call it. Mr. Richardson, are you there, Mr. Richardson?
You have him on mute.
I don't have him on mute.
What's the pen thing?
That means that he's in the class. See that? Can I be in charge for a while? Dang.
Can you hear me?
He's trying. There he is. Okay, Mr. Richardson has audio now. Now, turn on your video, Mr. Richardson.
It is on.
Oh, that'll take another 5 minutes.
It is on.
I thought I heard him. Did I not hear him?
That was him.
I think you need to unmute your microphone, Mr. Richardson, and turn on your camera.
Oh.
Oh, we cooking with peanut oil now. Oh, I'm sorry, oil. Okay, good. Okay, we got a good picture of Mr. Richardson's ceiling now. So, all right, can you see my screen,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Richardson?
Yes, sir.
I can't hardly hear him. That's because turned down so low. Okay, no, that's the wrong one. Whatever. Okay, so Mr. Richardson, if you have a question, just use your microphone. I'm going to mute you, and if you have a question, you just spit it out, okay?
All right.
Because the reason I'm going to mute you is somebody might come in hollering at you, or some dog may come in there barking, and I don't feel like listening to all that. Okay, so you just hit your microphone if you have a question. All righty. So here is what we've got so far. And now I'm going to what? Well, we've done x minus x bar. We've squared it. Now what? What does that funky E mean? I'm going to add it all up. Now again, I have no idea how many of you have done this before. So I'm trying to explain it as detailed as possible. So if you get mad at me, then just don't come to class, all right? All right, so the variance is equal to that 6 divided by what? Well, what's 8 minus 1? 7. So this is our variance. And you should feel good about yourself. So you don't have to put smokestacks on your pickup truck. Okay? Oh, wear too much makeup. You ever seen one of those women have orange face and a white neck? Run away as fast as you can. All right. So what is the relationship between the standard deviation and the variance? Square root. Good. Now I say that like 5,000 times throughout the semester. Why do I do that? Because it is, you will see it on a standardized test, and I want you to at least get that one right. You know. All right, raise that to the what? 0.5 power, and you feel good about yourself. Now, why it did that, I have no idea, because I set it to 4. I guess it's just cranberry juice. I don't know. I have no idea why it did that. Let's go back and do it again. Maybe some of you Excel gurus can tell me what's up with that. There it is. So that's it. So what do you do next? Well, now let's do our curve. Let's do our curve. I'll do my curve down here as soon as I get my eraser out. There we go. I'm going to do my curve, and I'm going to go ahead and fill the bottom out with my Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to do 3 standard deviations. Okay, so I'm going to erase this one right here. And I'm going to start here. And that number is going to, what's the number that goes in the middle? The mean, not the median, the mean. Now, later on, when we do unit 3, you're going to be using the median, and in the 5-number summary that we're going to do here in a few minutes, you're going to use the median. But the mean goes in the middle. So you put that there, and we'll highlight that. Dang old Verde. You want dang old Verde. And we'll highlight that, Verde, so you can see that's where you put it. Now, I'm going to do 3 standard deviations. 18.5 plus, what do you add to the standard, what do you add to the mean on the right? The standard deviation. I'm going to lock it for those Excel people, and then I'm going to copy it over. Okay, that's not right. Let's try that again. Equals this plus standard deviation. Oh, I know why. Because it's 4 digits, isn't it? Let's see.
They changed to 0.
Why did it change to 0? I did what? Oh, thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. I didn't know. There we go. Sorry. Equals that, and I'm going to do 3 equals this plus this F4, and copy to the right, and I'm going to expand that a little bit and expand that a little bit. And what I do on the left, subtract the standard deviation. And the reason I teach this now is because you're going to be doing it in Unit 3 a good bit. Now go ahead and draw the curve. trying to get everything situated up here. Excel is a whole lot easier when you're not teaching. It's a whole lot easier to use when you're just working by yourself. There we go. Now I'm going to draw my handy dandy curve, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the empirical rule. Why do I need to do that? Because in the future units, you're going to be using the empirical rule a good bit. So I start teaching it now, and repetitiveness. So when you get to unit 3, you won't go, where'd you get that from? So 34, 13.5. I always get this one, 2.2 or 2.35. 2.35, 0.15, 0.15, 2.35, and 13.5. And just remember, I want you to highlight the normal area is between 2 standard deviations, 1, 2. So make sure you know that the normal is 95%, and that's 2 standard deviations. So anything below 16.6 and anything above 20.4 is not normal. Okay? And then, of course, anything above, so like if you had a 40-year-old in this class, that would be what? It would be outlier. Yeah, it would be not normal. Very not normal. If you had a 13-year-old in here, it would be outlier. Have I had 13-year-olds in college class before? 15 is about the lowest I've had. The oldest, oh Lord, we had this one lady, bless her heart. She carried around a book bag with wheels on it. And there was all kind of stuff sticking out of that thing. I don't know what was in that thing, but whew. And when she took out her notebook, it was like paper sticking out everywhere, and she'd open it and something would fall out on the floor. And I don't know how old that woman was. I don't know, that she's not here anymore. But she had this piece of chewing gum or something on the wheel. You know when you go into Walmart and there's always the buggy, something's wrong with it. Well, and that wheel, and I don't know what was wrong with the wheel, but it was with the, and everybody would know she's coming because she'd come down the hall with the. So the oldest I've had is her. The youngest would be a 15-year-old homeschool boy, and he was an outlier. That boy shouldn't even took my class. I mean, he was very, very intelligent. And he was in one of my, I think he was in first variable calculus.
Stop.
Yeah. So the kid was gifted, dang old gifted and talented. All right. So anybody good? Everybody good with this? Okay. So let's move on. Let's do 1. We did 7. We did 8. I want to do 12. Now the reason I want to do 12, I'm not going to give you 12 on a test, but I will give you 12 on a test to find the 5-number summary. And that's what I'm fixing to show you today, is the 5-number summary. So, and I can't do it with 8 numbers because 5-number summary with 8 numbers, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so I'm going to give you one with 12. So we're going to scoot down and do 12 or 13, whichever. So let's do 13 since it's odd. N is equal to 13, and it's also bad luck, so we'll do that one. So, yeah, 13 is an unlucky number. Y'all didn't know that?
I was born on the 13th.
Does y'all's parents teach y'all anything?
My sister's born Friday the 13th.
Oh, gosh, you're kidding.
That's why she's so mean.
That's why she's so mean.
Honestly, that could be true.
Okay. Let's do small numbers. So I'm just going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20,
Going up.
22.
2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What was the last number? Let's move it over.
20.
There we go, 24. Now that should be 13. Okay, well then one more then, 26, I thought. There we go. What? They're mad at me, that's what it is. They're mad at me because I put a date on the homework. I called their bluff.
Yeah, I didn't kind of mix it all. Be like,
Oh, now you know, okay. So you don't have an outline, and you don't know what section we're on, and you don't know when we have a test. Really?
I forgot there's an airport here. That airplane scares me.
Y'all see y'all see what I have to deal with, don't you?
Okay, let's get back to that.
Okay, maybe I need to email y'all. That's what I'll start doing. I'll start emailing y'all a outline at the beginning of the semester.
Can you not email us?
And then y'all can print it out, and then you can read, you know, like if I'm on 3.2 right now, then y'all can say, okay, 3.5, we got a test coming up, so I need to start doing homework. If I just sent y'all an outline, that's probably what I'll start doing.
That's what you did.
I know.
Yeah, I feel like we need a text.
Yeah, we need a text.
If you could send it in the mail too, that'd be great.
Why don't I just give y'all all A's and just recommend y'all for calculus next class? Why don't I just do that?
Please don't. I took pre-cal.
No, let's just put y'all in global studies. How about that? Global studies. That's a pretty good. It is. It's very stupid, but people take it. You know, when you can't do math or science, you find a degree that doesn't have math or science in it.
It's perfect.
Or if you're an English person, if you don't like English, you find a major that doesn't have a lot of English or reading in it. So it all depends on. That's what people do. I'm not kidding. So let's do this. Let's go over here and do. I'm going to go ahead and do everything, but on a question like this, on the test, I'm not going to ask you for the mean, median, mode. I'm going to ask for the 5-number summary and a box plot. So we're going over, I don't know if it's 3.4 or 3.5. It's one of those two sections. Z-score is the other section, and I'll cover that last. Okay? Probably cover that. What time do y'all come back? Tuesday. Wait a minute. If he covers Z-scores Tuesday, what does that mean? That means I need to get on homework, because that means Thursday probably I'll be reviewing the test in the class, unless you send questions, which some of y'all have not been doing, so I'm not worried
So
about
like
it.
Thursday afternoon, when the test opens.
When do I assign the test?
Week 4.
When I what? When I go over it in class, I will assign the dates on the test. Have I not covered this with y'all? The day I showed y'all the test?
Oh, I'm sure.
And I told y'all to write it down in your notes. Good. Golly molly. Mean. Median. Mode. Range. I think you should just quit. Mid-range. Your mama, I said, you should just quit school. Okay?
I will.
Mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. Golly, what a surprise.
No, I took good notes.
Well, you didn't take good notes that day then. Because I said, after I review the test, after we finish, I will say, okay, when's it due? And then we'll go through and I'll put the due dates on the test.
I've got the end date of the homework.
And then after I do the due date for the test, what do you think I'm going to put the due date for next? The homework. Y'all are on the ball.
We own it.
Okay, let's do summation, And we're going to divide by what? 13. Now some of these numbers are going to be kind of neat because, you know, they're all spaced with the same number, so some of these numbers are going to come out and be nice. And I'm trying to 13. There we go. I hate it when it does this. All right, so the mean is 14. The median, well, count 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is your median. The mode, I don't care. I don't think we have one, though. Yeah, no, we don't. Since I counted them out by 2s, we don't have one. Range is equal to this minus this. And mid-range is equal to this plus this. Forgot my parentheses. And you need to use your parentheses because sometimes the calculator or the computer doesn't know the order of operations as well as you should. Notice I said should. 2. Variance, well, I'm going to go here, equals this minus this. F4, copy down. And hopefully equals this raised to the second power. And the summation of that. And equals this number divided by, what's 13 minus 1? And then the square root of that number. And there is your standard deviation. Okay, so you've got at least 3 problems in your notes that go through the mean, the median, mode, range, variance, standard deviation. Yes, sir?
The standard deviation is a percent, right?
No, it's not a percent. No. It is a spread. Okay? Think of it like this. Plus, if I give you, if you come to my, let's say you're a painter, and you come to my house, and I want you to paint my house, and I say I need an estimate. And you say it'll cost $1,000 plus or minus $200. What's the spread? $200. So it could be $1,200 on the upper end or $800 on the lower end. You just gave me an estimate. A standard deviation is the same thing as an estimate. It spreads. It shows you the spread. A small spread is good. Small spread is good because you're more detailed on your numbers. Large spread is bad. Large spread says the numbers are all over the place.
For that data set, would that be a small or large spread?
For this one to be, well, what's the difference between the two numbers? 2s. So that's kind of a large spread. Remember, the smaller the better, but you'll get with that. Look at the median. I mean the mean. The mean is 14. It's kind of a large spread, but like I said, these numbers are funny because I'm going by 2s. So it's not like a regular set. All right. Now let's do the 5-number summary. Here we go. Here is the 5-number summary. The mean. The first quartile. I can't type with it. Hold on. There we go. Now, can somebody tell me what the first quartile is also called? We'll get to it in a second. Second quartile. quartile. And the max. Now, to understand all these numbers, I like to draw the curve and do a little bit more on the curve so you can understand what we're actually doing. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy whiteboard, and I'm just going to draw a curve here. Now I want you to read the curve like a fuel tank or a fuel gauge. Which way do we read? Left, right to left? Masalama. I thought it was left to right. Okay? Left to right. Masalama means go in peace. Anyway, left to right. So what's on the left side of your empty? Right? That means you got 0 gas. And then what does this mark right about here? Quarter of a tank. Meaning you got 25% gas. And what is this? That's a half a tank. Meaning you got what? 50% gas. There's a reason I'm doing this. Everything I'm doing here is for a reason. What's this one? 3/4 of a tank. And what is 3/4 of a tank? 75% what? Gas. And then what's this? Full, which is 100%. So when you read the curve or you read your numbers, you want to find what represents 25%, what represents 50%, and what represents 75%. Everybody with me? Just like a fuel tank. All right? So, if the first quartile, what is the first quartile also called? The 25th what? Percentile. What is the second quartile called? The 50th percentile. And what is the third one called? 75th percentile. Is that on a standardized test? Yes. Make sure you know these two. This one can be called that can be called this. It doesn't matter. Also, what is this one called? You've already calculated. That is the median. So the median can already be put down. That's why if you can calculate all the stuff that I told you to calculate, you're doing good because you already got 3 of them. What's the 3 that you have? You've got the min. So we'll just highlight that one and color that one dang old gray. And that's that one right there. And there's a reason I'm doing this too. Max, we'll color that some other weird color. Let's color that that real light green. And that's that number. So if you miss the min and the max, you don't what? Don't tell anybody. And the median is the green one right there. So we'll color that one the green. And that's equal to that number right there. Now, how do you find the other ones? Well, you find the median of the top ones and the medians of the bottom ones. All right? Where is the median? There's the median right there. How many numbers are right there? Okay, 6. Is that odd or even? So we got to take the average of the middle 2. And that is, we'll color that a bright color like, where's my magenta? I don't have a magenta. There we go. So this is going to be our magenta, and that's going to equal, parentheses, this number plus this number divided by 2. And you feel good about yourself.
So you don't include the median itself, but you do include the min.
You count the numbers above it. So there's the median, you count these. And how many are there? 6. So you got to average those two together. Same thing with the bottom. How many are on the bottom? 6. So you're going to take the median of 20 and 22, and I'll color that some kind of bluish color. And that's equal to, parentheses, this number plus this number divided by 2. And now you're ready to draw your box plot. Now, the 5-number summary and the box plot go together. So if you get a question on the test, it's going to have find the 5-number summary, and then B will be draw a box plot or choose which box plot represents the number, the 5-number summary. So they usually go together. The min and the max and the mid-range, so we're going to color the mid-range. That's part of it. We'll color it dang old yeller or yellow, depending on where you're from. So write this down in your notes. Okay? Write this down. The number line is represented by the min, the max, and the mid-range. What number line? The number line I'm fixing to draw. Okay? So the box plot consists of 2 things, a number line and a box. And in order to draw the box, you got to have a number line. And the number line doesn't have arrows on the end. It has marks. Okay? And your min is explanatory. And your max is explanatory. And the mid-range is 14. Now we need to graduate our number line. Okay, so number 2, after you draw your number line, 2, you got to graduate your number line. How do you graduate it? You find the middle of the middle of the middle of the middle. Yes, sir.
What did you say the number line was represented by again?
I'm sorry, what?
What did you say the number line was represented by again?
The min, the max, and the mid-range. So I'm going to graduate. I got to find the middle of the middle of the middle. What's 14 plus 2? What's 16 divided by 8? 2. 8. 14 plus 26 is what? 40, Hubert. What's 40 divided by 2? 20, Hubert. 2 plus 8, 10. 10 divided by 2, 5. 8 plus 14, 32. 22. 22, 11 divided by 2 is 11. 14 to 20 is 34, 17. 20 to 26 is 46, 23. Can I keep going?
You have a work
Yes.
email.
But I don't need to keep going because I've got enough marks on there that I can plot my point. Okay? I'm finding the mid-range of the mid-range of the mid-range of the mid-range. Finding the middle of the middle of the middle of the middle. That's how you graduate something. Whether it's a beaker or a ruler or a number line. Okay, so I've got that done. I've got that done. I've got that done. What's left? The 3 numbers that draw your box. I'm going to take my magenta and I put 7 up there. 7, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is right in here. You can draw it above the line or you can draw it on the line. I don't care. The blue is 21. 21, 22. And then the middle is 14. 14 is right there. And then, of course, you take whatever marker you want to use to draw your box. And now you have a box plot. Now, what does the box plot tell you? The box plot tells you that your data looks like a normal curve. The normal curve looks like this, with what being in the middle? 14 being in the middle. Since these numbers came out nice and clean, 14 and the 14, this center lines up with this center. If the median lines up with the middle or the mid-range, then you have a bell curve. If these boxes are over this side, that means the data is on the left, which means skewed what? Right. If all your boxes are on this side, all your colors are on this side, that means that all the data is on the right, which is skewed what? Right. And that is your 5-number summary and your box plot. Now I want to show you one more. Yes, ma'am.
Do you not have to connect the ends to the box?
No, that's the colors. You're talking about the...
Like the 2 and the 26.
The what?
2 and the 26.
2 and the 26. No, the 2 and the 26 and the mid-range is the number line. That's what that's for. A lot of people don't realize that. Okay? Question. Great. Complaint. Now I want to do one more. The reason I want to do one more is because it's a little different if I knock it down to 12. Okay, just one number off is a little different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go below this one, and we're just going to do 12 because I want to show you the big difference. And then hopefully that'll be, what, 4 or 5 that you got? And 4 or 5 in your notes, you should be able to do this. Now what we're going to do Tuesday is I'm going to show you how to do this on your calculator. I'm also going to show you how to do a z-score on your calculator. And then we're going to go over z-scores Tuesday. Okay? So let me erase this. Let me go down. And I'm just going to type in some numbers because I don't feel like making it pretty. I'm just going to type it in because some of y'all self-combust in about 10 minutes. So 2... No, let's make it 19 or 20. Oh Lord, I can't even type. 20. Fine. 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, 24, 25, 25, 25, 26. 26, 28. I think that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now again, we've got enough time. I'm going to just do it right quick. Mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. And I'll go over here and I'll put min, first, second, third, I'll go ahead and put that number there, put that number there, that number equals that number. Okay, so the mean is the summation of all these numbers divided by 12. And I'm just going to go through right quick all of this to kind of 12 is odd, even. So I got to pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to pick the 2 middle terms, right? And color them yellow. And that's going to be equal to parentheses this number plus this number divided by 2. That's the part right there that's critical, okay? That's the part that'll mess you up on the test if you do 12 instead of 13. I'll show you why in just a minute. Mode, I don't care. What is it? 20, which one is it?
25.
Thank you. Range is equal to this number minus this number. Mid-range is equal to this number plus this number divided by 2. Variance equals this number minus this number, F4, down, square, down, summation, enter, equals this number divided by 11, divided by 11, and equals this number raised to the 0.5 power. Okay, all that's fine and dandy. You can work with it at home by hand, see if you get those same numbers. Now, here is the point. This is real simple, but if you don't write it down, and if you don't memorize, if you don't remember this part, it's going to get you on a test. Somebody tell me where the median is. Exactly. So, how many numbers are above the blue dot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got to take the 2 middle. This is what people do. They go, oh, well, the median's right here, and they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they take the 22. Nope. If the median is between 2 numbers, you have to count the number above that dot. And that's where students mess up on the 5-number summary with an even amount. Capiche? All right. So with that being said, I'm going to, right quick, before y'all start convulsing, I'm going to go right here. I don't know why it's not supposed to do that, but it's doing it. Okay, I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to say equals parentheses 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take this number plus this number and divide it by 2. We're going to color that, and you need to highlight it in your notes, preferably to color, so you can know that we didn't get the middle term. We had to average those 2 terms right there. And down here, we'll color this that aqua color, and that's going to be 1, 2, and these 2. So equals parentheses this number plus this number divided by 2. And that is where students mess up on n is equal to an even amount. They don't mess up the mean, median, and mode because they got that down. What they mess up is the 5-number summary because they think they count these numbers instead of these numbers. You see where people can mess that up? And that's why people get this one wrong. Sorry. That means let y'all get the heck out of here before y'all blow up. I don't know why it's making that noise. I didn't set it for that. It's some kind of weird. Everything's usually set to Sweet Home Alabama, but you know how that works. Let me put on vibrate. Okay. So, any questions? So now you've got, I don't know, how many of these do you have now? You've got 2 5-number summaries, but how many mean, median, modes you got? 4 or 5? 4? Okay, chances are you're going to send me another one for homework. All right, now what should you be working on homework? You should be working on up to 3.2 And that pretty much covers, and you should be able to work on either 3.3 or 3.4. One of those has to do with the 5-number summary. Just don't do Z-scores yet. All right, I'm going to take the roll and shut off the, Mr. Richardson, see you later, man. Hope you feel better.